we'll look at k-means clustering. We'll start by importing all the necessary files. And the first question is to calculate the Euclidean distance between a person and a second person. So we are taking an example here. So before going to that, we'll look at two mathematical formulas. So to multiply two numbers, this is how we do in Python. 2 multiplied by 3, and that gives us 6. And if you have to take power of some number, so 2 to the power of 3, that's how we write in Python, and we get 8 here. Now we have been given age and income, like these are the two columns, and there are 3 rows, uh, 50, and then correspondingly the income is 50,000, and 40, 40,000, 30, 30,000. And simply we are calculating the Euclidean distance, which is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. And as you see, this double asterisk is to calculate the square. So this part is x2 minus x1 whole square. This part is y2 minus y1 the whole square. Then we are adding it, and then using this square root function, we're calculating the square root, and that's how we get the Euclidean distance. Next, we'll use this customer.csv file to standardize the variables. In this customer.csv file, we have two columns, income and age, and we'll standardize these variables. Standardizing basically means to take the value and minus it from the mean and divide the whole by the standard deviation. So for income and age, this is the way to do it. And this will add a new column to our DF. Like we can see, this is one method to do it, the manual way. Another way to do is to use the inbuilt library in sklearn. So we can use this in pre-processing, we can use the scale method and just specify the column name. And this is the standardized values for income and age using the second method. In the third method, we are using the same way, but in this we will be using the for loop. So here we can mention as many column are as same as our input file, and then we can just loop over to the files and call the scale method on each of that column. What that basically will do is reduce this redundancy of writing the same line again and again for different columns. And this is this is Z3 income and Z3 age come from this for loop output. And this is we are just taking the columns income, age, and the standardized income, standardized age using the first method. And this is our main DF now, which is as shown below. Next, we will inspect the data visually, which basically means we will plot the data. So if we do use the scatter plot from sklearn library, we can specify the columns and we can see the how the data is plotted out here. Next, we'll conduct a k-means clustering on our data using the standardized variable that we have just created. What this means is we'll add cluster to the data. So as we see, the data is plotted out there. So we can see there are some clusters where the data is aggregated towards a single point. So we'll try to create, separate them in different clusters. The way to do is using the k-means clustering library specified in the sklearn tool. And since we are creating 4 clusters here, we'll give n clusters equal to 4. And random state we are providing so that our data remains consistent as many times as we run it. And we are trying to fit our standardized variables. So we'll give the Z1 income and Z1 age. We create a new column cluster which has the labels, which comes from which is the output from our k-means method that we run, the fit method. We have the labels that are specified, which is basically this value here, which is associated to each rows, which signifies in which cluster that row belongs in. So we can count how many samples are in each cluster using the count method, and we group by clusters So we know in clusters, there are going to be 4 unique values, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And we can use the count method to count the number of rows that are associated to that cluster. Next, we are going to plot the clusters as the same way we did before, but this time we are going to differentiate the data points in which cluster they belong. So we're going to differentiate them using colors and markers. So the colors R is red, V is blue, K is black, and G is green, as we can see in the output. And what this line basically means is this df.clusters.unique has 3 values, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So for each cluster, we are going to filter out all the rows where the cluster value is equal to that value. So in the first iteration, it will filter out all the rows where the cluster value is 0. In the next iteration, 1, then similarly for 2 and 3. And then we're going to use the scatter plot to plot the income and age and specify the markers from this place and colors from this array. Since our clusters are going to be from 0 to 3, similarly in array, this is represented by the index 0, this as 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And this is our output for that graph, which clearly defines 4 clusters here. Next, we are going to calculate the mean of each variable in each cluster. To do that, again, we are going to iterate through the unique values for the cluster, which is 0 to 3. So if you see here, we are first printing for cluster 2, then for 3, then for 1, and then for 0. And for each cluster, we are again going to iterate through 2 values here, income and age. For income, we have printed out the mean, and for age, we have printed out the mean. How we are doing that is, for the first cluster, we'll iterate for first income, and when it's specified that the cluster value is C, which comes from here, say it's in the first iteration, it's 2, then the call, which is basically our the first value will be income. So for the value 2 and income, this is going to be the mean, and then for the value 2 and age, this is going to mean. And we repeat the same for 3 cluster, 1 cluster, and the 0 cluster. Another simple way to do is to use mean, and as we know, we can group by using the cluster. And since our cluster has only 4 unique values, 0, 1, 2, and 3, we can just group them. Then all the data will be grouped together, and we'll calculate the mean for each unique value. And this is another way which directly comes from our k-means cluster model, which has been created right here. This also gives us access to our mean values, which is right here. And this is a sample where we want to see the values where which belong to cluster 1. We can just, from our df, which is our data, we give a condition where the cluster value is equal to 1, then all the data which is listed out, the 256 rows, all belong to cluster 1.